Okay, I want to address a question today that has been kind of floating around forums. I've heard it on Facebook. Basically, everybody's saying, I've been hearing that Etsy sales have been dropping since last year and all the changes they're going through. A lot of people are leaving Etsy. What's the deal with that? Should I be aware? Should I be leaving Etsy? And here's what I'd say to you. Platforms online, no matter what they are, will always change. That's the problem with a platform. You don't own it, so you don't have control over it. You just have to deal with it. This is something normal. This is something that happens with Google as a blogger. So would I leave my blog just because Google changed their algorithm? No, I would learn the algorithm and I would learn other ways to get more traffic to my blog instead of just giving up on blogging entirely. Because the fact is there's always going to be some sort of obstacle that you have to surmount in your business. And whether that's the platform you're on, whether that's something else that's going on in your business, whether it's a lack of conversions, there's always a problem that you're going to come to. As I'm going through phases in my business, I'm finding new problems at each phase. So once I conquered the income phase, I realized that my engagement with customers and clients was really low. Whereas before they were really excited and they talked to me all the time. Once I got to the point where the income was really high, I had so many people talking to me at once that I couldn't keep up with them all. So I wasn't able to stay as engaged as I wanted to be. And as a result, they weren't being as engaged with me. And each phase has its new obstacle that you have to surmount. And every time you get into a new phase, you want to go ahead and just sort of work through that obstacle, kind of knead your way through it. That's how I would say it. So with Etsy, yes, it's going to change. This is normal. But what I would say to you is it's always a good idea to stick with something and try new methods. And when something like this happens, we've talked about this, you never want to have all your eggs in one basket anyway. So if you are just on Etsy, you need to think about where else can you expand sustainably in a reasonable way for you to boost your sales in other places on the internet. The more places you can be on the internet, the better you will do as a business to a point. There is such a thing as spreading yourself too thin. When I first started spreading out on Etsy, I started obviously with Etsy and then I added a second Etsy shop and that started generating a lot of income. And I was like, okay, once I got comfortable running those two shops, I started a not on the high street shop here in the UK and I started an Amazon handmade shop as well. And that got me to the point where I was making over $4,500 plus a month in profit because there were so many places that I was on the internet. There were so many people that could find me. And you know what? Some months that Etsy shop didn't do so great, but the other shops made up for it. Some months that Etsy shop made maybe $800, which if I had just had the Etsy shop would have been a business killer. But I had the Amazon shop and the Not on the High Street shop and the other Etsy shop giving me thousands more that were able to make up for that deficit there. So that's how you need to think about it. And keep in mind that the obstacles are never going to stop. It is okay. You can get through all the different obstacles. It's just a different phase of business. So keep that in mind when you're moving forward and don't ever feel like giving up just to give up because that is a great way to not only bring yourself down, but also discount how capable you really are in running your own business. So don't listen to the hype. Don't listen to the noise. Thanks for watching.